Hello and welcome back to the Philippines. I am here in Davao. Today I'm taking the ferry from the city to Samal Island, and my Grab has just dropped me off here right by the highway. If you're a pedestrian, you can walk onto the ferry just like that. So I'm going to show the journey to the island and also in this video cover the island itself. Pedestrian lane and the lane for vehicles. The ferry runs 24 hours a day, I'm told, and they're already planning to build a bridge between Davao and Samal Islands in the near future. So for 10 pesos you get this little coin which you put in here and go through, and then this is the area, I guess, to sit down and wait. All the passengers coming off from the return journey to Davao and us embarking. Here is the passenger deck with seating. I think, seeing as we're so close and heading this way, I should sit right here. There are many different types of ferry journeys in the Philippines that you can take, because obviously it is a country full of islands, and this might be one of the shortest. You can literally just see Samal across the way. It'll probably only take a few minutes to go across. I'm not exactly sure if we're going to a port down here or if it's directly in front, but I don't think it's a very far journey. And we are off. Some water houses in the distance there with little boats that people probably use to cross from one side to the other. It's not too full. I came slightly earlier on a Friday afternoon before the masses finish work and school. We have arrived. It actually took around 15 or 20 minutes, not just 5 minutes as you might have thought. And I can see why they call it the Garden City, because it is just full of greenery and trees here. It looks so tropical. So entering into Samal, you have to pay a 40 pesos environmental fee, which is nothing. All right, so now I need to find a method of transportation to get to where I'm staying. I guess it's going to be a tuk-tuk. So I got myself in a tuk-tuk, and often I find when you have a lot of people surrounding you when you come out of a bus station or a ferry terminal, just pick one guy, stick with him. That way it doesn't cause any problems. Just see someone in the distance and target that person and ignore everybody who's coming at you from one side. So you can see the views here. Just arrived at where I'm staying here, called La Vida Hostel, although I have a private room. I think they also have dorm rooms. I paid 250 pesos for a 15-minute tuk-tuk journey from the ferry terminal, so I don't know, Filipinos can tell me if that's a bad or good rate, but considering the cost of grabs I've been taking in Davao, I think for 15 minutes that's pretty good going. Looks like a nice place. Let's check in and get into my room. Hello and welcome back to Samal Island. It's the next day, and having had some dinner and then slept really well, I am now heading out for some lunch. It's currently around 12:30, and then I'm going to be heading to the beach later. Let's hope the weather improves slightly, but thankfully there's no intense sun, so every silver lining. It's quite a big island, and it is a little bit tricky to get around, other than hailing down a tuk-tuk or finding a motorbike or renting one yourself. There is a guy who's about to take me now. Alright, so I've now arrived here in Kaputian Beach Park, according to my driver, who corrected me when I said Kaputian Beach. That journey in the pedicab took a long time, half an hour. Samal Island is really big. If you look on the map, you can get a really good idea of just the sheer size of it. And I paid 400 pesos for that journey. Whether that's too much, again, I'm not really sure, but I think for half an hour that seems pretty reasonable, even though it's a pedicab. And now I'm gonna find my way to enter the beach. I believe there will be a slight fee. Now here on Kaputian Beach itself, it's a 50 pesos fee if you've already paid the environmental fee to come here, and I don't really know what I expected, but this is kind of a local vibe, I would say. It is a Saturday today. Lots of Filipino families here. Hi. And in the very distance over there, I don't know if my GoPro's picking it up, but I can see Davao city. There's another island just here, which is called Talikod. I think one of the things about Samal that potentially makes it very different from a lot of the other destinations in the Philippines is that it feels very raw. There isn't like a lot of development on the island. There's not many restaurants to choose from. There's a few resorts, not so many guest houses. There's no Grab. I mean, you have to take pedicabs and motorbikes to get anywhere, and at the same time there is this kind of local vibe from the few Filipinos that make their way here from Davao, for example. So from Kaputian Beach, I have jumped in a tuk-tuk as it was a little loud, a little crowded there, and I wanted some peace and quiet, and I've come to Bluebird observation deck with this beautiful view in front of what looks like a private island over there, and all the green and trees down the side of the cliff face. So just a little bit on from the Bluebird viewpoint is this really cool tea house that I spotted as we were driving along the road with my rickshaw driver, and it's beautiful. Take a look. So a bit further up the coastline from where I was earlier, which you can see on the other side there, because Talikud Island, which I was looking at from the beach, is in this direction, and the tuk-tuk has taken me all around here to this secluded spot, which is very close to La Vida, where I'm staying, and a lot more serene than Kaputian Beach. Maybe because it was a Saturday, but it was a little bit crowded for me and a little bit congested and a little bit loud, so not really my vibe. I like beaches where you can find your own spot, and I think after the Dominican Republic my standards of beaches may have gone up slightly. I think I was a bit spoiled in that country. Not to say there aren't secluded beaches in the Philippines, but Kaputian just wasn't for me, and I'm sure there are many beaches in the Philippines where you can find that tranquil peace. Hello and welcome back. It is now the next day, and I am climbing Mount Puting Batu, which is the highest peak on Samal Island, here with Joseph, my driver, who took me by motorbike early this morning to the base, and so we're going to do it together. A bit out of breath at the moment. You can see how steep it is. It will turn into a trail soon. Having come up here, a great view has now opened up. You can see everything from up here. The small island next to Kaputian Beach yesterday, where I'm staying, is just here on this little peninsula bit. And then you can see Davao City on mainland Mindanao in the distance. Now off the road, and we're on the actual trail itself. From here it's only 30 minutes or so. Hi.
Sir, you have YouTube, sir?
Yes.
Can I subscribe, sir?
Of course. From here you can see the peninsula opposite, Mount Hamigitan, one of the few UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the Philippines, lies on this peninsula. It says here Puting Batu Peak, and I did read that it was fairly shaded, fairly secluded, lots of trees at the actual peak, but the best views you find along the way. Well, perhaps this is it. It's a bit confusing because if you follow this path here, it becomes private property, and there's a sign saying Puting Batu Peak this way. Correct me if this is not the peak. But regardless, I've had a good time hiking here and making my way to the top this morning, just to finish off this video. So following the hike, I have made my way down to Canidad Beach, which is pretty close to the peak. And there are a number of resorts dotted all along here, and you can pay a small fee. I've paid 80 pesos to get access to the beach, have a little swim, wash off the sweat, and then they also have a restaurant on site, so I'll grab some breakfast from there in just a moment. But great views of the landscape sticking out. As it's a Sunday, you can see it's quite popular already. Lots of families here. Finishing off here in the restaurant, and I've got a famous Filipino breakfast, daing na bangus. It's a fried milkfish marinated with black peppercorns and garlic and cayenne pepper. And my motorbike rider Joseph, he has longanisa, or some kind of pork sausage. The rice is garlic rice and some coffee to boot. So breakfast finished, and I'm gonna end things here with this view from Samal Island. I hope it gave you a good idea of what it's like here. I came here kind of as a last resort, actually, after not having enough time to go to Cagayan de Oro and Cambodia, which was my sort of first choice. Having problems with my eye and needing to get the ingrown eyelash removed before it infected my eye, I lost a couple days and then couldn't do the journey. I'm flying back to Manila tonight, and then the following night I'm flying to Amsterdam in the Netherlands. The next vlog will be from the Netherlands, Amsterdam. I've never made a video there, and it's been a bit weird these last few months going to Taiwan but not being able to upload the videos because of the agreement with the people in Taiwan. I have to upload them after they've uploaded them, but they're not uploading them until next year. So I went 2 months or 1.5 months without a video. But a couple videos here in the Philippines on my way home to just kind of get things going again. Another trip due before the end of the year here in 2022 after Amsterdam. But anyway, from Samal, I will say peace.